reportedly haunted locations. Magic, sometimes stylized as magic, is the application of beliefs, rituals or actions employed in the belief that they can subdue or manipulate natural or supernatural beings and forces. It is a category into which have been placed various beliefs and practices sometimes considered separate from both religion and science. Although connotations have varied from positive to negative at times throughout history, magic continues to have an important religious and medicinal role in many cultures today. Within Western culture, magic has been linked to ideas of the other, foreignness, and primitivism, indicating that it is a powerful marker of cultural difference, and likewise, a non-modern phenomenon. During the late 19th and early 20th century, Western intellectuals perceived the practice of magic to be a sign of a primitive mentality and also commonly attributed it to marginalized groups of people. In modern occultism and neo-pagan religions, many self-described magicians and witches regularly practice ritual magic, defining magic as a technique for bringing about change in the physical world through the force of one's will. This definition was popularized by Aleister Crowley, have adopted it. The English words magic, mage and magician come from the Latin magus, through the Greek magos, which is from the Old Persian magus. The Old Persian form seems to have permeated ancient Semitic languages as the Talmudic Hebrew magosh, the Aramaic amgusha, and the Chaldean magdim. From the 1st century BCE onwards, Syrian magusai gained notoriety as magicians and soothsayers. During the late 6th and early 5th centuries BCE, this term found its way into ancient Greek, where it was used with negative connotations to apply to rites that were regarded as fraudulent, unconventional, and dangerous. The Latin language adopted this meaning of the term in the 1st century BCE. While Latin, the concept became incorporated into Christian theology during the 1st century CE. Early Christians associated magic with demons, and thus regarded it as against Christian religion. This concept remained pervasive throughout the Middle Ages, when Christian authors categorized a diverse range of practices, such as enchantment, witchcraft, incantations, divination, necromancy, and astrology, under the label magic. In early modern Europe, Protestants often claimed that Roman Catholicism was magic rather than religion, and as Christian Europeans began colonizing other parts of the world in the 16th century, they labeled the non-Christian beliefs they encountered as magical. In that same period, Italian humanists reinterpreted the term in a positive sense to express the idea of natural magic. Both negative and positive understandings of the term recurred in Western culture over the following centuries. Since the 19th century, academics in various disciplines have employed the term magic but have defined it in different ways, and used it in reference to different things. One approach, associated with the anthropologists Edward Tylor and his uncle Emile Durkheim, employs the term to describe private rites and ceremonies and contrasts it with religion, which it defines as a communal and organized activity. By the 1990s, many scholars were rejecting the term's utility for scholarship. They argued that the label drew arbitrary lines between similar beliefs and practices that were alternatively considered religious, and that it constituted ethnocentric to apply the connotations of magic, rooted in Western and Christian history, to other cultures. White magic has traditionally been understood as the use of magic for selfless or helpful purposes, while black magic was used for selfish, harmful or evil purposes. With respect to the left-hand path and right-hand path dichotomy, black magic is the malicious, left-hand counterpart of the benevolent white magic. There is no consensus as to what constitutes white, gray or black magic. As Phil Hines says, like many other aspects of occultism, what is termed to be black magic depends very much on who is doing the defining. Gray magic, also called neutral magic, is magic that is not performed for specifically benevolent reasons, but is also not focused towards completely hostile practices. Historians and anthropologists have distinguished between practitioners who engage in high magic and those who engage in low magic. High magic, also known as ceremonial magic or ritual magic, is more complex, involving lengthy and detailed rituals as well as sophisticated, sometimes expensive, paraphernalia. Low magic, also called natural magic, is associated with peasants and folklore and with simpler rituals such as brief, spoken spells. Low magic is also closely associated with witchcraft. Anthropologist Susan Greenwood writes that, since the Renaissance, high magic has been concerned with drawing down forces and energies from heaven, and achieving unity with